Hey, what's going on, guys? G1Xtron here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the last of the TMNT Classics figures. This time we're taking a look at Michelangelo. On the right, we have the cartoon form, and on the left, we have the 1990 Jim Henson movie form. So you can see that these guys are different, and it's pretty much been the same way with all the other figures. So I'll go ahead and point out the differences. The cartoon versions has the bigger toes, to where this one has a little bit more narrow. He has the toenails molded into his, to where the cartoon does not. You also see some nice muscle detail in the movie accurate version, where you don't in the cartoon. You also see that the padding on all the movie figures are actually brown, to where on Michelangelo, he's going to be orange, or I'm sorry, orange, and then Donatello's going to be purple. You also see, the difference in the belt here, to where this is a little bit more movie accurate, to where this is exactly like we saw in the cartoon, something they got rid of in the movie, to where Mikey has the M, Leo has the L, and so on. You can also see the chest is a little bit different, where this is molded in, and this is actually a separate piece that kind of glues on the front. Then taking a look here to the side, you can see there's a little bit difference in bandana there, to where this is exactly how it was in the movie. It was a little bit longer, more streamier. In the cartoon, it was always just kind of really tight, like a little tight bow. It was really cool looking. All right, same thing with the arms, muscle detail in the movie, and then you have the smooth arms or whatever in the cartoon. And the back of the belt is pretty much the same. There's really not a whole lot of difference there. The shells are different. This one's a little bit more fat, and this one's a little bit longer. You can also see the details, to where this looks more like a turtle shell, to where this one's just kind of like, looks like what we used to draw whenever we drew Ninja Turtles. You can also see here on the side, to where this is just green here, to where the shells don't actually attach, but there is some kind of texture there to kind of resemble, I guess, that little connecting piece. But we never saw that, I don't think, in the cartoon. Maybe we did. But they decided not to give that to us on the classics. But on this movie version, you actually do have that little extra little bit there. So that's really cool. Something that I mentioned in the Donatello review is, we'll move this guy to the side for the moment. If you don't like this head on him and you actually want to change it out with one of the others, you can change them all out. You just lift up on the back piece here, and then you can take off the mask, and then you can, pull the head off, and so you can interchange any mask with any face expression. So if you want Donatello, instead of having this kind of goofy looking and, face expression, you want to give that to Mikey, you can do that. But I point that out. That's really, really cool. I dig that. Right now, taking a look at the articulation of the classics version, just like all the other ones. I've messed with the cartoon versions just as much as the movie versions, which is pretty much not at all. So we're finding out for the first time. We're going to see how tight the joints are in the cartoon. We're also going to see how tight the joints are, mainly the shoulders, on the movie accurate version. So the head is on a ball joint, and I do like this face sculpt for Mikey. It's a very serious look for Mikey, to where he's kind of tilt his head and he's kind of looking up at you. I think that's a really cool design. I do dig that. Then you have the chest or torso here. They can move kind of back and forth. Can't really move back that much just because of the shell here. All right, so moment of truth. Let's test out these shoulder joints. So go down, up. Look at that. Just, it's not that it's loose. It's just that it moves the way it's supposed to move. You can see that this is not moving down or falling down, so it's not loose. It's just designed the way the shoulder joint should be. Let's just see the other one real quick. Yeah, so there we go. The only thing that's really loose on the figure that I find is this joint right here, his bicep, where it kind of moves. If you put his weapon in his hand, sometimes it kind of goes down, but other than that, he really doesn't have any problems. Double joints at the elbows. You also have a wrist joint. You can kind of see it right there. He also has a thumb articulation and individual finger joints. All right, now taking a look at the legs. The leg does rotate inside, the body right here. So you can move this all the way around. But you also have a thigh cut. And then you also have the double jointed knees. The ankles go back and forth. They can spin all the way around. Toes are individually articulated. So there's a look at his little sewer cover. This is, you know, the way we like it. And for the most part, all the movie versions have that nice black wash as well. And you see that his just says Michelangelo there. So let's get him, yeah. There we go. And we'll bring on the movie version. We'll take a look at the nunchucks here in a bit. There's his sewer cover. Come on, focus camera. And you see that it says the 1990 movie Mike. So it's not too bad. It's very similar, so it's not, you know, as bad as Bebop and Rocksteady's. All right, now take a look at the movie version of Mike, and you know, I kind of like this head, but I think the rest of them, I'm going to keep Leo and Raph the same as they are, I believe, but Donnie and Mike are definitely getting exchanged as far as face swaps. You know, I just think that would look a little bit better. But as far as his articulation, the head, you know, it does fine. The thing that we're really curious about are the shoulders. Will this one even turn? We'll start off this way. This won't even. You can't get your finger in there as well, because you can see that you have the shell here to where, you know, on this guy, the shell's not in the way. So the shoulder joint's not as hard to just grab. And we can do this way. Yeah. You can see how I'm pulling on that. You can see how I'm like almost, it's putting stress on that one peg right there. All right, so let's try to come down with it. All right, now that we got it situated the way, yeah, but you see that right there? You can see that there's just a lot of stress on that peg inside there. So I'm not going to mess with it too much there, but I definitely wanted to show you guys that you know, I'm going to have to do the freezer thing. That one's tough too. I know these are new molds, and even the thing is these ball joints are new too, because like I pointed out that, you know, the arms and the legs, it's all new sculpt to where it's kind of smooth, to where this guy's a little bit more, you know, he's got a little bit more muscle definition. It's the same in the shoulder. You can see that muscle definition in the shoulder. So that's something that, you know, that might be the problem. You know, if it was the same, you know, ball joint right there, or the shoulder joint, maybe we wouldn't have so many problems. Oh God, but that's really bad. The waist, it kind of tucks in and so on, and kind of moves right there. The legs, you know, they move here. They also have the thigh cut, jointed knees, and then the foot, it moves about and spins and toes and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's really bad about the shoulder joints, that they're, you know, like that. You definitely don't want to tear up your figure, but if you want to kind of loosen that up, I believe I mentioned this in the Donatello review, whichever one I'm going to post up first, that you can put it in the freezer for a bit, maybe, you know, 5-10 minutes or something like that. Then take it out, kind of move the joint a little bit if you can, run some warm water over it, move the joint a little bit then. You know, if it's not to your liking, just repeat the process until you get it exactly the way that you want to. As far as his weapons or his nunchucks, I do like this little plastic. Where's that real chain? This one's a real chain. This one's a real chain too. So really cool. I like that. I didn't figure they would do that, but you can see they look really nice. The cartoon versions, the ends are a little bit shorter, but no big deal. I mean, they're still, you know, cool little nunchucks. All right, so let's do some comparisons here. There they are together, and again, I like them both. You know, out of all of them, I do like the movie versions because, I mean, they're completely different, and I like the cartoon versions. If I had to only have one, I'd go with the cartoon version. And some of that has to play with the QC issue that has to do with the expression on Don's face. Even if I exchange them out, then someone's going to have a dumb looking face. The rest of them are kind of fine. But I like the cartoon versions a lot more. Plus, I mean, the shoulder joints, it scares me so much. Because, you know, like I said, on Raphael, I actually broke that thing off. And I was lucky enough to get it back on there, but any more stress to that, then it probably wouldn't fit on there correctly. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed these classic Turtles kind of versus mode. Know that the videos ran about 10 minutes each. I probably could have done one long video with them all together, but I also wanted to include the cartoon version as well. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and peace out.